right, I'm just gonna refresh my page. I finally got it. So if you are watching, go ahead and say hi. That way I can go ahead and see what you see. Okay, so this is the catalog launch. The new catalog went live on Wednesday, June 3rd. So everybody is able to order from this new catalog. There are some new stuff, and there are some things that did carry over from last year's catalog. So when we open up the catalog, it gives us all of our suites. Okay, now suites are just bundles. It comes with the stamp set. It might come with some dies or punches. It comes with some paper. So each suite comes with different stuff. So as you can see, we have stamps and paper for everything. We have all occasions, love, thanks, and support, kids and babies, birthday, and artistic expression, as well as a whole bunch of different accessories. And if you see here on the bottom of the catalog, wherever you see this sign, it's because you're getting a bundle, and if you get the bundle together, you save 10%. If you don't get the bundle together, then you're just paying one price for the stamp set and one price for the punch or the dies. If it has a starburst with the letter N, that means this is a new stamp set or a new product that is now available this year. Now if we turn the page, okay, this just gives you a glimpse of the company, its goals. It is a wonderful company. They are continuously providing new products. They are amazing. They do get feedback from us as well. On this page, we have the different kits that are offered. Now, these kits come basically with everything that you need in order to put cards together. So as you can see, the Simply Citrus has the starburst with the N, which means this whole entire card kit is brand new. Now, with these all-inclusive card kits, everything that you see here comes with this kit. So you get the paper, the envelopes, things to add to your cards, the stamp set, a clear block, then you have some glue dots, you have some sequins, and they do give you a small ink spot. These are what the stamp sets look like, okay? And then it gives you examples on how you can go ahead and design the card. This one down here, this is one of the products that did carry over from last year's catalog. So again, all these kits come with everything that you see here, okay? So for example, this would be $29 for this kit for you to make 15 cards. Here are two more kits. We have the Gorgeous Posies, the Boho Indigo, and each one, like I said, it's priced differently because it comes with different things. So for example, this one right here, it's a little bit more, but you do have the dies that come with it so that you can go ahead and once you stamp these beautiful vases, you can go ahead and run it through the Big Shot machine and cut these shapes out, okay? As you can see right here, the shape is cut out and then the leaves are part of this punch pack down here. And they do have refills for all of these kits. Now, these are the suites that bring everything that you need as well, okay? And all these products can be purchased separately. So the flowers for every season is brand new too. And this suite comes with the jar of flowers stamp bundle. So it does bring the stamp set. This one right here, sorry, this is the Celebrate Flowers. It has the Celebrate Flowers bundle, which means the bundle is, it comes with the stamp set and the die. So for the Celebrate Flowers, it is a stamp set. I'm going to show you that on the next page, and it brings the dies that you can cut them out. The Jar of Flowers, these are the stamp sets with these flower backgrounds right here, also the stems, and it does bring a punch where you can create a shaker card using the jar dome, which is pictured right here. It comes with the 6x6 designer series paper, which this is the designer series paper right here. It just comes in the shape of 6x6. This paper is also available 12x12 as well. It comes with Flowers for Every Season Memories or More card pack. So you get the card pack, and I'll show you that in just a minute, where it brings the actual card bases, and then you get the Memories and More cards, and it comes with the envelopes as well. You get the mason jar shaker domes, the ribbon pack, the gems, which you can use in your shaker card, and then you get the Stampin' Blends. And the Stampin' Blends is what is used to color in the flowers. So these are the stamp sets for this suite. Now you don't have to purchase the suite. If you like the sunflowers, but you're not a fan of the jars, you can purchase these bundles separately as well. So here's the jar of flowers. These are the different flowers that it brings. And you can use the Stampin' Write markers or the blends to color these flowers in. These are all stamp sets, and the jars are reversible as well. So on one side, you have the effect of the glass jar, but then on the other side, you can get your solid. Now, a lot of people were thinking, what are these sticks for? These are actually, you can use them to create a border, but they're straws, because remember, we do have mason jar cups as well. So if you don't want to stamp the flowers, you can also do it as a drinking jar. And if you look right over here, it does demonstrate the shaker dome for the jars. And this is the punch that you would go ahead and use. Here's the Celebrate Sunflowers. And the bundle comes with the stamp set. And then wherever you see a piece that is darkened in blue, that means that it has a coordinating die. And the dies are what you run through the Big Shot machine. Now this also coordinates as well with the Greenery embossing folders and the textile folders. And I'll show you that towards the end of the catalog. But here, if you look with all these stamp sets, it gives you ideas of how you can form these cards and how you can use products from other suites in combination with the suite that you already have. So here are just some stamp sets that are available, and today I'm really going to concentrate on the suites just because it comes with everything that you would need for that suite with the papers and stuff. So we're going to go on to the World of Good. And this has been a popular one with a lot of our demonstrators. The World of Good comes with the Beautiful World bundle. That's the Cling stamp set, which I'll show you on the other page. It comes with the Memories and More card pack, the World of Good Specialty Designer Series paper, which the paper is right here. This is the front side of the paper, and this is the back side. So just so that you can see every set, it shows you the front side and it shows you the back side. It comes with antique corners, like photo corners, and they're demonstrated right over here. It comes with the Old World 3D embossing folder, which you can see what that looks like right over here. It kind of gives that the paper an Old World texture. It comes with the faux suede trim, which is a ribbon, and it has the foil sheets as well. Okay, and the foil sheets are just right back here if you can see those. So what does the stamp set look like? Here is the Beautiful World stamp set, and again, whenever you see a light blue on the stamp set itself, is because it comes with the coordinating die cuts. Okay, and it does have some very beautiful sentiments, and as you can see, it gives you the different ideas. Here you have the stamp set with the coordinating dies as well. The next suite, which I love because I do have 2 fur babies, is the Playful Pets suite. This suite comes with the Pampered Pets bundle, which is the stamp set and the coordinating dies. It comes with the designer series paper of the Playful Pets. And again, the way that they lay it out, this is the front and this is the back of that paper. It comes with the trim pack, which is this red stitched ribbon right here and the black and white baker's twine, as well as the trinkets. And the trinkets are right here. So you can use those in your baker's twine, or you can just go ahead and use a glue dot to accentuate any of your die cuts. So this is really cute. If you're a dog lover, you want to make some treats for friends or something like that, obviously for the pets. But this is a really cute set and I do love it. So here is the stamp set. And then again, it comes with the coordinating dies. And then you also have the choice of, besides doing the bundle, you can also include the cat punch and the dog punch, which does not come with the bundle. The bundle only comes with the stamp set and the coordinating dies, which are here in the light blue. And it does have some cute sentiments that you can add. The next one is the Ornate Garden. And again, it does give us the price, and the price does include all of this right here. So when you're getting a bundle, you're getting everything that you need in order to make these cards. So you get the Ornate Thanks bundle, and this is photo polymer. And the photo polymer is basically a see-through stamp, and it doesn't have the rubber backing. It comes with the cling bundle as well. So there is a bundle which has the cling, and it is the rubber stamp. It has the embossing folder, the ribbon combo pack, which are these colors right here, which is the terracotta tile and old olive. It does bring the designer series paper, and it brings some gilded gems, and the gilded gems are displayed right over here that make a perfect accent for your cards. And the papers are right here, the designer series paper. Again, this is the front and this is the back of each of the papers. So you can flip-flop this however it is that you like. And if you also notice, which I should have told you before, all the suites give you what colors they coordinate with. So for example, the Ornate Garden is going to coordinate with terracotta tile, bumblebee, which is one of our new in colors, old olive, mint macaron, early espresso, and the gold, because you can go ahead and use the gold foil sheets to run through your machine and make your die cuts. So this is the Ornate Thanks. It just has different sentiments, and this is the Ornate Style. So this is the actual stamp sets with the flowers. So in the suite, you're getting all of this. We also have the Peony Garden Sweets collection, and I do love the colors of this suite with the coordinating colors. It's petal pink, gray granite, and basic gray. There's just something about pink and gray that's just beautiful. So this bundle comes with the Prize Peony Bundle Cling Stamps, square vellum doilies, and if you can see it, these are the doilies right here. It comes with the Designer Series paper, which are these coordinating papers right here. It comes with the Elegant Faceted Gems, and the gems are pictured right here. It comes with the Dainty Diamonds 3D Embossing folder, and the shimmer ribbon, which is in gray granite. So everything coordinates, and again, it gives you different ideas of projects that you can do. So this is the Prize Peony stamp set, and if you don't want to purchase the suite, you just want the stamp set with the bundle, you have here the stamp set, and then again the coordinating dies. So remember, anything that is highlighted in light blue is because it has a coordinating die. And I'm going to show you the machine that you would use in order to use the die cuts. This is one of my favorites. It is Whale of a Time. This bundle comes with the photopolymer stamp set, the sequins, which are pictured right here, the Designer Series paper, the Seabed 3D embossing folder, which is pictured right here on the background of this card, and it comes with the sheer ribbon, which is in, I love this color, it's the Pool Party. And the bundle does include the dies. So right here, it shows you, this set comes not with a die, it comes with a punch for the whale. So this one's a little bit different. So this is the stamp set, whale done, and it comes with the punch that you would go ahead and build the whale up. This is Playing with Patterns suite. This one comes with the photopolymer stamp set. It comes with the ribbon pack, mini paper pumpkin boxes. So just like the boxes, if you are a subscriber of the paper pumpkin, just like this box, except of course it's just a plain white box that you can go ahead and use to put in anything that you'd like. It just comes white and you can go ahead and decorate it. It also comes with patterns resin dots, and it comes with the Playing with Patterns 6x6 Designer Series paper. So this is the Designer Series paper, and it is 6x6. So this stamp set is right here. So the pattern play bundle brings you this stamp set and then the playful alphabet dies. So you actually get to go ahead and punch out all the letters of the alphabet, which are pictured right here, and you would use your Big Shot machine in order to go ahead and die cut these. And then I'll go ahead and I'll show you some more stamp sets. I love this one, Zany Zebras. They're just so playful, so cute, way to go. So if you notice, with all these stamp sets, it does give you ideas, things, how you could combine, because it does have the Playful Pets Trim Combo Pack, and you can go ahead and coordinate that with other stamp sets. So if you buy one of the suites, don't feel like you can only use it for that suite. You can coordinate it with any other stamp set that you might have. Now this is one of my favorites, and I'm going to be demoing some cards using this suite right here. This is the Forever Greenery suite, and it's just gorgeous. It comes with a Forever Fern bundle, so it has the stamp set and the dies. It comes with the embossing folders, and you have two of the embossing folders right here. One of them has leaves that just go straight up and down, and the other one just has some leaves, but you can do it on the bottom of your card or on the top of your card. It comes with the Forever Gold Laser Cut Specialty Paper. The specialty paper looks just like this right here, gold on one side and white on the back. So if you don't want to use the gold side, you can use the white side, and you can actually stamp on some of the papers as well. It comes with the gold hoops, the designer series paper, and the trim combo pack, which I am going to demonstrate to you today. This is the gold trim, and then this is a just vanilla, it's like a cotton weave. Again, more examples of what you can do, and this is the designer series paper that coordinates with the stamp set. So this is the stamp set for the Forever Fern, Forever Greenery suite. It comes with a few sentiments, and then again, these light blue highlights on the stamp sets are the ones that you can go ahead and die cut. So if you didn't want to buy the suite, you just want the bundle comes with the stamp set and all the dies that you can use on your Big Shot machine. So here are just some other examples, and as you see, it does tell you what it coordinates with. This stamp set right here, it coordinates with the detailed bonds dies. So you cut out the flower, and you even have just labels for your sentiments as well. Our next suite is a popular one in good taste. This one comes with the Tasteful Touches bundle, the designer series paper, which is right over here, the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folders, and the elements. So here it gives you, the bundle comes with the stamp set and these dies that are pictured right over here. So again, this is the stamp set, and then these are the dies that coordinate with the sentiments. And you can also use these dies for any other sentiments that comes with other stamp sets that you might have. And our last suite is the Artistry in Blooms. And this is also a very popular one. Just the colors are so bright, so playful, so happy. This comes with the hand-drawn blooms bundle. So you have your stamp set with your coordinating dies. You have your designer series paper, rainbow glimmer paper, which the rainbow glimmer paper is pictured right here, and it just fades onto the next color, and the sequins as well. Here is the hand-drawn blooms stamp set, and this is what the dies look like. So you have stamp sets with the different flowers, and then you have quite a few sentiments that you can use for different occasions. So you have birthday, congratulations, a special day, a thank you, or just for a friend. Now, Stampin' Up also offers those memories and more cards. So the first suite that I showed you, which was the Flowers for Every Season, these are the memories and more cards and envelopes that come in our new in colors. And our new in colors are Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, and Misty Moonlight. And in that suite, you would get this, the cards and more, as well as the card pack. So as you see, you can use these as card fronts onto your already card bases is what I'm trying to say. And it does have some stickers that you can punch out as well. Now, these are some of the embellishments that you can go ahead and put on your cards. There are sequins, there's jewels, rhinestones, there's just so much that you can put on your cards to embellish it. Now I am going to go back because I did skip a portion, and I do want to go ahead and show you that. So these are our ink colors, and as you can see, they are very bright. These are our different collections of ink pads. We have the coordinating cardstock, the stamp pads, the refills for your stamp pads, and the blends. We also have the Stampin' Up markers. So as you see, these are the new ink colors: Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Bumblebee, Magenta Madness, and Misty Moonlight. And last year's ink colors are also still available: Rococo Rose, Terracotta Tile, Pretty Peacock, Seaside Spray, and Purple Posy. Now, all of our coordinating papers come in, our solid cardstock comes in two sizes: 8.5 by 11 and 12 by 12. In our designer series paper comes in 6 by 6, and our in color paper also comes in 6 by 6. This is what our stamp pads look like, and I do have one that I can demonstrate right here. This is Pretty Peacock, and these are very simple to open. You just pop them up, slide them, and you have your ink pads. And the same way you opened it, same way you close it. Slide it back out, and then just pop. Now the great thing about these ink pads is that they go ahead and they stack one on top of each other. And because of these little grooves, they won't go anywhere. So you can just stack them up, and then you also have your labels as well, so that you're not trying to figure out where your different colored stamp pads are. So we do have our markers, we do have watercolor pencils, and these are just different tools that we can use to make our cards. These are all the designer series paper that I showed you, that each of them belongs to one of the suites. So we have Artistry in Bloom, Flowers for Every Season, Forever Greenery, In Good Taste, Ornate Garden, Peony Garden, Playing with Patterns, and the Playful Pets. Now all of these designer series papers come in 12 by 12. So it brings 12 sheets, 2 of each design, and remember that they are double-sided. On this page, we have the Wheel of a Time designer series paper, the World of Good, and the In Colors designer series paper, as well as the designer series paper that come in our brights, neutrals, regals, and our subtles. This right here is a Forever Gold laser cut specialty paper, which I am going to demonstrate today while we make 2 cards and a bookmark. So these papers you just punch out, and these are the ones that I was telling you that you can either use the gold side or the back side, the white side, and you can stamp a sentiment if you would like. Now, if you don't own a Big Shot yet, this machine is one of our newest machines that is going to be available any day right now. And the good thing is that we have two sizes. Your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and then you have the mini. Now the good thing about these two machines is that it is more compact because the sides go ahead and fold in, which makes it super easy for traveling. Here are the different plates that you can use for both machines. You have your base plate and your die plate. You have the magnetic cutting plate, your clear cutting plates, specialty plates, and the impression mats. Each one of these has a different function. And of course, depending whether you're using an embossing folder or a die will depend which ones it is that you put together. But you don't need to worry because all of these plates come with instructions to tell you how to go ahead and stack them up for whatever tool it is that you are using. Now here are just some of our die bundles that come together. So you have your stamps and your coordinating bundles. So these are all the ones that die cut using that machine that I just showed you, or the Big Shot if you already own a Big Shot just like myself. So we have different labels. We even have some that have just like the lace on the side, which makes beautiful for any card. Just to give you an idea. And then this right here are the different embossing folders that we have. Depending on the texture, depending on what type of a card you're making, or even depending on the bundle that you get, is the different embossing folders. Now, you can also go ahead and ink your embossing folders to give your emboss an extra look, which is pretty cool. Now, if you would like to earn some of these stamp sets for free, what you can do is you can call me and host a party. And what I do is I come to your home and we do a few make and takes, mainly 3 or 4 cards. It doesn't have to be a card. It can be a bookmark. It can be a favor. It could even be a small scrapbook page, because all of the products lend themselves not just for cards, but for other projects as well. So if you decided to host a party at your home, whatever your party makes, that is how you can go ahead and earn the free stuff. And if you're interested, you can also join my team. Now for the month of June, there are some exciting incentives to join my team of Stampin' Up. I will go ahead and guide you on different things that you can do to form your clientele. If you are interested in signing up or would like more information, please reach out to me. It is $99 to join, but you do get $125 worth of products. And there are some extra specials going on now in June. So if you want to hear more about these specials, just reach out to me and I can let you know. Now, if you don't have one of these catalogs, please also reach out to me and I will make sure to get one in the mail for you sometime next week. So just let me know and I will get this out to you. Now, if you have never done stamping before, we also have a beginner's brochure. And through the beginner's brochure, you get these kits, and the kits come with everything that you need to make these different cards. So I'm just going to show you, and this is a small catalog. You have the 4 Seasons floral. So as you see, it brings the stamp set. It brings you the block that would fit all of the stamps that are included. It brings the flowers for every season, cards, and more. So it does bring the cards. And it does bring the envelopes. So it brings enough to make 10 note cards. It brings the Stampin' Spots. So you get these 2 inks pictured right here, Just Jade and Magenta Madness. And it brings the Stampin' Seal, which is our double-sided as adhesive. And this is what the stamp set looks like. So as you see, this one is floral, and it does have 3 different sentiments that you can go ahead and use. The next one is our cute fruit cards and tags. So you have a choice to make both. You can make tags for gifts, or you can make the different cards. Now this one brings the cute fruit stamp set, which is pictured right over here. And as you can see, you can give them some cute smiley faces. It does bring you the clear block, the Whisper white cardstock, and an assortment of the classic Stampin' Spots. So this would be great if you're just starting off and you're not sure what inks it is that you would like to have. The next one, like I told you, that was one of my favorites, are the Zany Zebra cards. So this is the stamp set right here. It brings the stamp set, the clear block, the Whisper white cardstock in 8.5 by 11. It brings your Memento black ink, the watercolors pencils assortment number 2, and some Stampin' Dimensionals. Here we have Hooray to You. This one brings the Hooray to You stamp set, the clear block, which is a little bit bigger than the blocks that were included in the other one, just because this balloon right here is a lot bigger than the other stamp sets. It brings the Whisper white note cards and envelopes, and the 2020-2022 in color Stampin' Write markers. And the reason why it brings the markers and not the Stampin' Spots is because with the markers, they can be just like your ink pads. So you can make the happy birthday in one color and the rest of the balloon in another color. So it gives you the choice of coloring in your letters instead of using your spots, which is going to take up more of that space. You're using just the tip of the markers. The great thing about our markers is that they have 2 tips. They have a brush tip, and then they have a fine tip as well. You can see right here the brush tip and then the fine tip. The next kit is the Simply Citrus. This one brings the stamp set and everything that coordinates right here to make the cards. And then you can also subscribe to our Paper Pumpkin. Our Paper Pumpkin is a monthly subscription. You can do it month by month. You can do a subscription for 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. And what this subscription is every month you will get a Paper Pumpkin box in the mail. And in this box, it brings everything that you need to make cards. So it does bring the stamp, a stamp set. Every month it's something different. This was our Paper Pumpkin for the month of April. And if you see, it pretty much goes with the holidays that are coming up. So very spring-like. And you can go ahead and use these cards pretty much for anything, whether it's thank you or birthday, depending on what the month is. So every month is a different subscription box. It does bring you the instructions on how to create the cards, as well as ideas of using the stamp set or using the card bases on how to create other projects as well. And here are just some of the basics of what it is that you need. So a paper trimmer, your paper snips, the Stampin' Seal, some glue tots, and a chamois. Now the chamois is for you to go ahead and clean your stamps. So right now I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate some cards, 2 cards and a bookmark, using the Forever Greenery suite. Now again, the Forever Greenery suite comes with the Forever Fern stamp set. It does have these different leaves as well as these few sentiments. Now these are our original rubber stamps, and what it is they do have a padding. Here is the rubber stamp, and it does have the stickers that you place on your stamp set, because these stamps go ahead and they cling onto your clear block for stamping. And they're very easy to take off as well. The Forever Greenery suite also comes with these embossing folders. So these are the ones that I had pointed out to you, the leaves. And then these leaves that can be either on the side, or they can be on the top or on the bottom of your card. Or you can even cut your paper to the point if you only want to emboss on one side as well. It also comes with the dies. So I'm going to show you some of the dies. And they do coordinate with the stamp set. So if you see here, all these that don't have the detailed coordinate with these big stamps, okay? And these that are more detailed, you just run these on designer series paper or regular cardstock, or you can even do vellum. And I'm going to show you one of the projects today is using the vellum. So that's the dies, the stamp set, and the embossing folders. Now the suite also comes with the beautiful gold laser cut. So what I did is I punched all of my laser cut gold papers out, and I put them in these clear envelopes, and I just stuck them in an empty stamp box. That way they're all together and they're just not thrown around. So just to show you, the laser cut paper, it has different patterns that you can use for your cards. So I'm just going to lay some of them here because they do repeat, and it just creates just a beautiful background for your cards. We already have that one. And again, you use these on the designer series paper, which I'm going to demonstrate today, or you can even just use it on your regular cardstock. And I just go ahead and put them back inside my envelope. So these are some of the leaves that come punched out. And then I'm going to show you this one, because remember how I told you that you could use either the gold side or the white side? So the gold side, you can go ahead and punch out in the white and it can fit inside your circle. But if you don't want to use the gold side to give it that little bling, you can turn it over to the other side and you can stamp your sentiment on here. So it the products are very, very versatile, and you can use it however it is that you would like. So the suite also comes with the ribbon pack. And the ribbon pack was that gold ribbon that I showed you. It's almost like a baker's twine. And then the nice thing about this ribbon is that once you cut it, it goes ahead and it frays up. So it gives it a different effect on your cards. And then here we have an open weave. One of the demonstrators that I'm part of their team kind of described it like as a gauze, but it's cottony and it's in the very vanilla color. So this comes with the suite if you buy the suite. And it also comes with the designer series paper. And it comes with these beautiful gold hoops, which we're going to use in 2 of the projects today. So let's go ahead and get started on the projects that we're going to make. Now I'm going to demonstrate to you the projects that we're going to make, because I do have the finished product, and then I'm going to show you how to put these projects together. So here is our first card. And my sentiment says, love and laughter forever after. Here is my second card. And it says, to a friend that makes me smile. Now on this card, I used the designer series paper. And as you can see, the laser cut gold paper. And on this one, I used the embossing folder to give it just that background, as well as the gold hoop. And then the last project that we're going to make is this beautiful bookmark showcasing the ribbons, our laser cut gold paper, and as you see here, I have the vellum using the dies that coordinate with the stamp set, the gold hoop, the ribbon, and then using our sentiments from the stamp set as well. So let's go ahead and get started with our first card. Now I have everything pre-cut already, but I will go ahead and give you the measurements. So we have our envelope, and I did already stamp the envelope. And the colors that I used to stamp the envelope are garden green for the leaves and soft seafoam for the background. So we're going to put that there. Now for my card base, I am using Pretty Peacock. Now this paper, it was an 8.5 by 11, and what I did was I cut it at 5.5, and then I scored it at 4 1/4. And when I go ahead and I score it, I just basically fold it, and I use my bone folder just to make sure that my creases are good. I have my white, Whisper White cardstock, which is for the inside of the card, which allows us to go ahead and write our letter to whoever it is that you are sending this to. I have my background that's going to go on my Pretty Peacock. I have my designer series paper with my gold foil. This is going to go on top of here and on top of the white. And these 2 pieces are going to be for my sentiments. So let's go ahead and get started and put this beautiful card together. And at the end, it's going to look like this. So I'm gonna start by putting my Whisper White layer onto my card base. And the measurements for this white are 5 by 3.5. So what I use is I use my adhesive snail, and I just put some tape on the back, and I go ahead and try to pretty much center it the best that I can, and then just press down to make sure that it adheres to the background. Now for my gold foil paper, what I am going to use is my Tombow glue. Now here is where it sometimes kind of gets a little bit messy, but if you hold the paper by the edges, you can try to not get glue on your fingers. I always get glue on my fingers no matter what. But I try to go on the edge first because I want to make sure that my edges are secured, and I'm already getting glue on my fingers. And then I try to go on some of the wider pieces just to give it that extra support of adhesive onto my designer series paper. So again, just on the wide parts, just to give it that extra support. And I go ahead and I turn it around. Of course, I grabbed it where I don't have any glue. And I did cut my designer series paper to the same size as the gold laser cut background, which is measured 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So I'm just gonna go ahead and line it up as best as I can, and then just adhere it, push it down. Now I do want to give my card some type of a dimension. So what I used is my dimensionals, and I turn it to the other side. Now for this card, I did choose the stripes just because I loved it, the pattern and how the gold laser cut looked on it. But if you wanted to, you can also use the other side. It all depends on your taste and what it is that you like. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back, and I always secure the corners first, and then just some in the middle, and I'm just going to make sure, because I've done that before where I paste it and I don't put it on the correct side. My fingers are sticky and they're full of glue. That's okay. So once I've taken the other sticky part off of my dimensionals, I'm going to go ahead and again try to center it as best as I can, and then just press it down on my card. So we've already created a few layers. Now for our sentiment is going to go on our white paper, which measures 1 1/4 by 3 1/4. And what I did on my original card is, after I stamped my sentiment, I went ahead and I snipped it just to give it that banner look. And we are going to put it on the Pretty Peacock, which measures 4 by 1 1/2. Okay, so I'm going to get my stamp set, And I'm going to take out my Love, Laughter, Forever After and the small one for my background. So I'm going to go ahead and usually try to center it with my lines to get it in the middle. So I'm going to mount my stamps. That way, and the background one really doesn't matter because you're just going to put that however it is that you want. So this is the Whisper White for my sentiment, and the color that I used to stamp my sentiment is Pretty Peacock, which is one of the ink colors from last year. So I'm going to open up my ink pad, I'm going to ink up my stamp, and I'm just going to stamp off once just to make sure that my stamp is grabbing the ink from my ink pad. And I'm going to try to center it. And there we go. And then I'm going to use soft seafoam to stamp my background. And this one, it's pretty much just wherever you'd like. So you can turn the stamp set and stamp off the white to your background, so however you'd like. And then what I did was I just got my scissors and just cut to make it look like a banner. And I'm going to close this ink pad before I put my fingers in it. Now we're going to put our sentiment on our Pretty Peacock paper. And again, we're going to use some of the dimensionals to put that on. Okay. And we just try to center it as best as we can. And there we go. And then what I did was, since it's gonna go on my gold foil paper and I wanna make sure that it sticks, I just use my tumble glue. And then I'm going to adhere it onto my paper, pressing down. Okay, so here we go. And then my original card had a little bow. So we just take our ribbon, and I usually play around just to get it how I want. And then before I cut it, I'm going to get one of my mini glue dots. I'm going to put it on the back of the bow. Because the glue dot is a little bit bigger than the bow, put it on there first. And I just kind of fold over the leftover glue dot so that it doesn't pop out. And then snip it and then we just put it on our card. So here we go, just like my sample. And then we can go ahead and add here the white cardstock on the inside, which we can go ahead and write to whoever it is that we are sending this beautiful card to. So here we go, okay? And I went ahead and I coordinated it with the envelope. So that's one card. We're gonna go ahead and do the next one, which is gonna look like this. And like I said, I have everything prepped. Okay. And this one, I'm actually gonna show you how to use the Big Shot machine. And before anything, I need to clean my stamps. This is our chamois, and our chamois is just like a sponge. You kind of wet it before, and then you just move your stamp set, and it cleans it off. Excuse me. And that's it, and you're ready to use the stamp set again. Now, I'm gonna leave this one on here. We're not gonna be using the Love and Laughter anymore. So I'm gonna put that one away, and then I'm going to put, because we're gonna use this same sentiment for this card and for the bookmark, and then I'm just gonna mount my leaves. This is a bigger block, but because it's clear, it's perfectly fine. So those are mounted on and ready to go. Okay, so for this one we have our envelope, which you see, even I make mistakes because I stamped the leaves on the side where I'm going to mail it, but you can still write your go ahead and return address, or put your return address on the back and make it out to whoever. So I made a mistake, but you can always go ahead and use it. So this color here is Pear Pizzazz. I'm gonna clean this up here and put it in my little garbage can that I have. And we are going to run this Pear Pizzazz through the Big Shot to show you the embossing. But this card also has for us to write on the inside. So we're gonna go ahead and layer that on already, just to get it out of the way. Right. We're gonna go ahead and layer that on already. And okay. So for this one, I am going to use the embossing folder with all the leaves that run up and down. And I'm going to show you how you're going to use that on the Big Shot machine. So if you see, they have both sides. So what I do is, the embossing folder is smaller than my paper. So I usually try to line it up on one side and at the top, so that when I run it one time, when I come back to move it to go ahead and emboss on this side, I can just go ahead and line up the leaves. So this is the Big Shot machine right here. Okay. And I am missing some plates. So I am gonna go ahead and use this foam sheet that comes with my blocks. And I'm actually gonna add, let me see if it'll go ahead and run once. If not, we'll do it again. Okay, so we're gonna put another piece of paper through it. I'm just gonna go ahead and use a cardstock and basically just fold it. And it's just to add like another layer when you run it through so that it presses against the plates. And this is just a scrap piece. So when I run it through, you can see that beautiful embossing that it has created. So what I do is I just go ahead and I move it. I lock it in with the embossing just so that it creates the same pattern. And let's line it up right here. I'm gonna turn it the other way. We're gonna run it through the machine. And here is our embossed paper. So as you see, it created that nice pattern. And it just gives it a different effect. So we're gonna go ahead and tape this on. To our card base. I want my card to open like that. So you see now our card has just some texture to it. Now our designer series paper is just gonna go straight over here. And I went ahead and made sure that my leaves are facing up. And I'm just going to make sure that that lines up with that layer. Okay. Now, before I do that, I need to get my circle punch, which I forgot to take out earlier. And it's right here. Now the circle punch that I use is 1 3/4. This is not a current punch, but the punch that it is available is a 2-inch punch right now. This is just one that I had from prior years, and because I don't have the other sizes, this is the one that came, you know, pretty close where our sentiment went ahead and fit in the middle of it. So I do have this scrap piece of paper, and our sentiment is gonna go in garden green, which is this color right here. So I'm gonna open up my stamp set. I ink it up. One time on the paper, make sure that my stamp is getting all the ink. And we're gonna go ahead and line it up on our paper. And it doesn't matter if for some reason it's not like, if it's crooked or whatever, it's completely fine. Because we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna punch it out either way. So I'm gonna close my ink pad. And then the great thing about our punches is that they have this locking mechanism. So when I press it down, the punch opens up and gives you the ability to go ahead and punch. And then when you're done, you lock it back up. And if you have other punches that are the same size, they stack up just so beautifully. So it's not like they're falling off one from the other. Now, I use my punches upside down because I like to see where it is that I am punching through. And let me see. So I go ahead and I move my paper, pretty much center it up and punch it out. And it punched through the paper. Now I do need to clean my punch, so it kind of left a little edge. So I can just follow the line with my paper snips. And here we go. Now we're gonna use the leaves, and I'm gonna use the soft seafoam. And this one I can just stamp off around however it is that I want on my sentiment, whether I want the whole thing or just a portion of it. So it's really up to you how you want to go ahead and stamp. Now, so I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to get my gold ring, and I am going to use both of my ribbons that come in this pack, and it is a combo pack, so you get both ribbons. And I did measure my ribbons to 6.5. So go ahead and I use a ruler, and I did 3 of the weaves, and then just 2 of the golds. Now what I did was, the first one that I did was the open weave one, because that's the one that's going to go in the middle, and I just basically form a loop and then just put it through and then just tighten it up onto my gold ring. So now I go ahead and take my gold and do it backwards just because it's easier for me. I just secure it. I'm going to put my other gold I just soup it, secure it, and then I can go ahead and concentrate on my other weaves. And you're kind of forming almost like a dream catcher. So I really like the ribbon, and just using these gold hoops, it adds a little bit of pop to your card. Now once I went ahead and I secured my ribbons, I did cut them a little bit, and it's basically to however it is that you want what length I don't cut it to the size before, just because it makes a little bit difficult to work with the ribbon and looping it. So I'd rather cut bigger and then just trim off. And then for the gold, just a little haircut. And there you go. Now to secure the ribbon, the gold tube, you are going to use the Tombow glue. So I put a lot on what it is, the ribbon part, because I want to make sure that they don't come loose. And then just kind of like brush it around the gold tube. And you are going to get glue on your fingers. But it does come off, I promise. And then we just go ahead and attach it to our card. And we press down, and I usually just count 20 seconds so that it goes ahead and adheres to the card. Now, 20 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically, once it adheres to the card, then you're good. It dries up pretty fast, and it is a permanent liquid glue. And then once we have that, we're gonna take the sentiment, and now everything is sticking to my fingers. We're gonna put some dimensionals on the back of the card. I mean, of the sentiment, not the card, the sentiment. And we can take off. And I'm just making a mess here. But it's fine. It'll be picked up. Crafting is for making a mess. But a beautiful mess for that matter, right? And then I just position my sentiment wherever I want to go. So now this card is ready to be sent to a friend who makes me smile. So here we go. Now, if you give me just a minute, I am going to clean up some of this ribbon stuff because it's sticking all over to my fingers and to my stamps. And yes, this is a craft vacuum. Isn't it the cutest? Now our last project that we're going to make is this beautiful bookmark. Thank you. These are, this paper is just absolutely gorgeous. I love this suite. And this is not the type of stamp set that I would normally buy, but I'm glad that I did because just the ideas that have come to me, I just love it. All right. So let me just organize myself here for a minute. All right. So we're gonna make this beautiful bookmark. So here are the pieces. What made you laugh, Lisa? What made you laugh, Lisa? My little vacuum? I think she's cute. So we have these leaves that come with the laser cut gold paper. This is using the dies that I did using the Big Shot machine. This one is in vellum, which I think when you add vellum to a card, it's just I don't know, to me it just adds so much beauty to it. So this bookmark is, and I will give you the measurements right now, and we have these two tiny little leaves. The vacuum. Thank you, Misa. It's really cute. It cleans up the mess. So for my bookmark, the solid pretty peacock is 2x6. And then my layer of pear pizzazz is 1 3/4 by 5 3/4. So this one we're just going to go ahead and adhere to the pretty peacock. And we just go ahead and center it as best as we can. Whoops. And if you catch it on time, even though it's a permanent adhesive, because sometimes we put things crooked, you can go ahead and just add more glue and reposition. Okay. So there you go. And I think maybe I just cut my paper off a little bit. Anyways, now these smaller pieces are 1.5 by 1.5, and I used the paper that just had the same back and front. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 1 with the leaves and then 2 with the lines. And I just lined it up towards the bottom of my card, leaving some space. And I'm putting the lighter green on the bottom because I'm gonna go ahead, since this is gonna be in the middle, this pretty peacock color is almost like the other side of that. So that's just me making the patterns. And my leaves are facing up. And then there we go. Now for my gold hoop, which is gonna go right here, what I did was I got both of the ribbons, and again I measured at 6.5 with my ruler. And I used 2 of the gold, sorry. I used 2 of the gold because since it frays, I kind of wanted it to give it more of a look. So what I did was I just put them on top of the vanilla ribbon, and I did the same thing that I did for the Dreamcatcher one. Like, I just made that loop to go through. And this is why I cut at 6.5, because if it was smaller, I wouldn't be able to loop it through. So it goes at the top, and again, just gonna give it a little bit of a cut, and the same with the gold. And as time goes by, like that gold ribbon is just gonna go ahead and fray open. So for the gold hoop, again, I used the tumble. I put it on the actual ribbon first, and then because it's not going to go so much on the side, if you look on the back, see how some of the gold hoop comes off of the sides? So I basically just position my fingers, and I only put glue up to there to prevent it from going off the card. I mean, it's gonna dry either way, but why go ahead and put glue that it's just not necessary? But what I do secure more is the top of the ribbon so that it doesn't come undone. So I use my fingers as a guiding point, and I just go ahead and I place it down. When the glue dries, even though you saw it, it's a white color, but when it dries, it goes on clear. So even if you have a little bit, because I moved it, it'll dry up clear, and then you can just scrub it off. So you just press it down for those 20 seconds just to make sure it adheres to the paper. And then there we go. Now for the sentiment, I'm going to use the same sentiment that we put on the last card. And I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz because I want you to see we haven't used this ink color yet. We've used the Pretty Peacock, the Garden Green, and the Soft Seafoam. So I'm going to use this sentiment. We're going to stamp it once, make sure we've got it. And this was just a scrap piece of paper. And again, it doesn't matter if it comes out crooked because you're going to put it through that hole punch. So you go ahead and later position it. Now what I am going to do is stamp the background already before I punch it out. And I just go ahead and stamp all over because remember I'm going to put it into the punch, so it really doesn't matter if I'm out. So I get my circle punch again and I just line it up as best as I can. And then just punch it out. And I do need to clean my punch. The way that you can clean your punch if it's getting stuck is just run some aluminum foil through it and it'll go ahead and clean it up. Now, I am going to place the vellum and the gold leaves on the back of my sentiment. So what I did was I lined up dimensionals so that I would stick the stems of the leaves directly on the dimensional, and then I do give it some glue. So I basically fill up this circle with dimensionals just all around. I usually put more on this one than I would normally, just so that the stems adhere very good to it. All right, so I'm going to make sure that my sentiment is correct when I start placing the leaves to it. Now I want the gold ones to be at the front. So those are the first ones that I'm gonna put on, and then my vellum one is gonna go towards the back. So that'll be the last one. So when I turn it over, I'm gonna go ahead and put the leaves on the actual dimensionals because that's what's going to hold it into place. And then the vellum one is going to go on that middle one. So it does create that effect. And it's a little bit crooked, you see? And we're going to go ahead and fix that. That's why we need to check before we put it down on our card, because anybody can make a mistake. So we gotta make sure. All right, I'll hold it up to the light. so that I can see and make sure how I'm placing these. And before we stick the vellum one, yeah, so you see how that's just a little bit better. I mean, it's not perfect, but let me just put it more to the side. Maybe that'll help it out a little bit. Yeah. All right. And then the vellum one is just going to stick to the back. And then what I do is, just to go ahead and double secure it, I put some of the Tombow on the actual leaves, just to give it that extra support. Whoops. So I'm going to take it, and then I'm just going to center it in the middle, press it down, and then these two little guys, they're going to go down here. So we're going to get a glue dot. Now and these are very, very tiny, but what I did was I just placed the stems of the leaves on the glue dot, and then I just go ahead and I take it off. And remember how on the bow of the first card, we just shrink it because we don't want it to go ahead and make our bookmark sticky. So there we go. There's our bookmark. So these are just some project ideas using the Forever Greenery suite. So again, today we made this beautiful bookmark, this card right here, and the Love and Laughter Forever After. So if you are interested in a catalog, whether it's for stamps or paper, or even if you're interested in one of those kits that brings everything that you need in order to make these beautiful cards, or maybe even the monthly subscription to the paper pumpkin, it comes out to, with shipping and everything, maybe about $25 for the paper pumpkin kit, and you get to make the different cards. So if you'd like a catalog, just send me a message and I'll get one out in the mail as soon as possible. If you'd like to host a workshop in your home, let me know, and you can earn free stuff as well. And a few of you did RSVP and you're commenting and you're watching, so your names will be entered to get a free prize. So I will go ahead and do the prize drawing tomorrow, because I'm going to look to see who was watching, who was commenting, and who RSVP'd. So thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you liked the catalog walkthrough. I'm so excited I was finally able to share it with you. And again, these are just some of the projects that I did using the Forever Greenery suite. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye. Thank you.